I was just, wondering where do I start this as a prescription? And I thought, let me go to PubMed. PubMed is a reliable source for us doctors to go and find out if there is an evidence back into the things that we are talking about, right? All our colleagues who have indexed papers, etc., gets onto the PubMed. I just wrote meditation and health and look at the results that I got, roughly about 5,000, which is not bad. However, not enough, if I would say, to such an incredible practice such as meditation. And then I go and type meditation and brain, and then it collapses to around 1700 search. And then I say, okay, chanting for diseases, which even further collapses down to just mere 700 papers on that. Again, that includes not just chanting as chanting, but also music therapy, etc. And the moment bang, I go and put a cholesterol lowering medication, you have 30,000 results, So this is very interesting that a lot of work when it comes to pharmacological stuff. Now, anxiolytic medications, right? 27,000 papers to go to of various kinds. So when it comes to evidence, and I'm a strong proponent and believer of this, that medications have always been the norm or go-to, but meditations or chanting or other alternative science has not been a go-to because of the lack of adoption of those practices, because not of the lack of awareness, because we come from India, we come from ancient Indian tradition where we have all the scriptures talking about it. We have enough ample evidences back in our scriptures, but I think it's the new age evidence which is what is lacking. Now, meditation for hypertension is just nearly barely 300 search. Now, if you and me had hypertension, and believe me, if you do it as an experiment, I always believe in doing something which I can do as an experiment. So that becomes an experience. And then that experience then later on collates. A lot of people do it, and that becomes an evidence. So very strongly, I can say that meditation has a huge, huge, huge impact on reduction of your blood pressure, on calming your nervous system down, on reducing your pulse rate. But not all of that anecdotes go into the research. So it's basically also the evidence which is stemming out there, right? There are some wonderful books now. For example, this is one of the very interesting books using meditation as medicine. But as mainstream practitioners, our exposure is sometimes limited. So I won't be sort of this in telling that the science of alternative medicine is not less explored. There's enough exploration. It's just that it's less evidenced. So it is your and mine job possibly to bring in certain elements to start giving as a prescription to see what is helping. Now, patients also have a little bit of a very weird psychology, I should put it, and let's be candid about it, that, once they hook onto this, they want to get rid of their medications. They want some magical cure out of the prescription that happens for meditation. There are no magical cures in the entire physiology of our body and systems. It is a fine, intricately made system, right from my mind to the brain to the entire physiology. I call this the psycho, neuro, physio, immuno, endocrinology system. It is just a beautiful mix, starting from the mind to the brain to the entire physiology trickling down. Now, anything that has to make a change, you have to consistently practice it. You have to make it as your lifestyle. You can't do it for 5 days and say, hey, all this is going to be all right. If you are able to take a pill, which is like a cholesterol lowering pill or a blood pressure pill that you are going to take for life, you don't mind taking that. Then why not a meditation or a chanting, which can become a part of your lifestyle?